Hey YouTube, what's going on, man? This is Rich. I feel like talking a little more, making a video about the Alliance program at Stevens Transport. What they don't tell you about it. Right now, I'm parked at a Walmart. When you get your CDL and your license, man, you never want to park at truck stops, man. Truck stops are expensive and they're full of truckers. They're nasty fuckers, you know. You want to be in the Walmart area where you can get cheap food, you know. And let's see here, yeah, you know, you want to park where they're at. Anywho, this video is going to be entitled Alliance versus Percentage Part 2. Okay? Listen, you know, I haven't revealed what company I work for. I'll do that maybe later if you guys are interested. Just ask me. I'll tell you. I'll make a video about it. I just, I don't want this thing to be viewed as a Stevens Transport bashing video, but what it is just when you become educated in something and you find the truth, man, you be mad as hell that you played yourself, you know. And I certainly am. You know, I worked for Stevens for over 7 years, and I'm not going to say that it was all bad, but what I could have made and what I'm making, it's just a night and day situation over there. Okay. I was with Stevens Transport where they were only paying drivers 87 cents a mile for Alliance. This is an Alliance program. This is not a company. Okay, this is actually being a contractor with Stevens Transport. You know, when I was a company driver 7 years ago, they used to pay me 30 cents a mile. Now here's the hustle, right? Let me tell you a quick story. I got a ton of them. I was a rookie at Stevens Transport. I mean, I got my truck. I was excited. Let's get this money. Let's work. I picked up a load out of Texas, took it to Portland, Maine. Okay, that's East Coast. That load paid me 30 cents a mile. Okay, I was happy. I get a call on the phone from my dispatcher. He's like, hey, listen, Rich, I need you to deadhead from Portland, Maine to Lincoln, Nebraska. Whoa, man, that's the other side of the country. Empty? Yeah, Rich, I need you to soak up some of these deadhead miles. So at 30 cents a mile, I was like, oh, shoot, man, my check's going to be big. So I hustled my ass from Portland, Maine, all the way over to Lincoln, Nebraska, which is well over 2,200 miles. I sent things like 2,500 miles. I picked up a load from Lincoln, Nebraska, took it to Laredo. So I transferred that job in. So I'm expecting my check to be big, right? I said, man, I might have made $2,000 this week or something, man. I've been hustling. I get my paycheck. That drone was $700. What they did, right, during those days, they gonna say 30 cents a mile loaded, 20 cents a mile empty. I done drove over 2,500 empty miles for 20 cents a mile, and nobody ever explained that to me. So I got on the phone with my dispatcher. I got on the phone with payroll, and payroll was like, honey, nobody told you that? I said, fuck no, nobody told me that. I said, you know what? I'm bringing this truck to the yard right now. And I started heading towards Dallas to drop the truck off. And they kept blowing my phone up, so I finally answered. And dude was like, well, man, I'm sorry about that, man. I'm sorry you didn't understand. Man, fuck this. This is about money. Okay? So, you know, what I did is they're going to come to me and like, hey, listen, man, go ahead and join our Alliance program. It pays 87 cents a mile, empty or loaded. And at that choice, I had no choice. I was forced. My hand was forced. I had to do the Alliance program because I didn't know no better. Now, I'm here to tell you that that was a bad decision. This was. You know? This was. You know, as a new driver, I would stay away from it because it doesn't pay enough. Don't let that dollar a mile fool you. Okay? Because I know you're thinking to yourself, I can run 3,000 miles a week. That's at least $3,000 a week. What they don't tell you is your fixed cost for the truck are about $2,100 to $2,200 a week. That's every week your fixed cost. Okay? That's tag, title, insurance, truck note, fuel. Okay? By the time you make $3,000, you're really going to bring home only $800 or $700 if you can run consistently 3,000 miles a week, which you cannot. Not a Stephen Transport. I'll tell you what happened to me one time. I picked up a load out of Amarillo, Texas. Okay? Load had 5 stops. Look at that, 5. It's going to New York City. Stop in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, Staten Island, and Long Island. 5 stops. I was mad as smoke too. And nobody would take it off of me. You know, when I called and complained, like, hey, listen, man, I'm not doing this. No, Rich, you got to do it. You got to do it. That's all we got. That's all we got. And see, the thing is with Alliance, you can't sit around. Because if you refuse a load and they book you a load tomorrow or the next day, those are 2 days of lost revenue. So your 3,000 mile a week is going to turn into 1,800 miles a week when you're going to be negative. Isn't that something? Truck is driven and you drove 1,800 miles and you're still negative. Makes absolutely no sense. So anyway, I run this load over to New York. And what they don't tell you, which had me even more mad, that each stop was a different day. So I had 2 stops one day, 2 stops another day, and the last stop another day. So that whole week, I probably turned in, 2,100 miles. Okay? When I got my paycheck, I owed them a couple $100. Let me hit this camera. You guys paying attention? Okay? I'd be smacking myself in the head. How do you go to work every day, drive the truck 10 hours a day, and you end up owing them money? Listen, man. Stephen Transport has played, and they're continuing to play the shit out of people. You know? Let me tell you about my current company. I'm not going to say the name of it. I may later on, you know. But they pay a percentage of the load here. And all you, let me hit the camera again. I knocked it over. All you fucking Stephen drivers, listen to what I'm saying to you. They pay a percentage of the load. So I get to see how much the load actually pays. Okay? I'm in Arkansas. I was down in Clarksville, picked up at the Tyson plant on Interstate 40 that Stephen Transport picks up a lot of times. And I'm running this load to the same places that Stephen Transport ran the loads to. Okay? And I found out how much they're really making. And it breaks my heart. Load I'm running, 1,000 miles, paying well over $4,500. You heard me correctly. 1,000 miles, $4,500. If that don't piss you off, you know, don't make you sit back and be like, damn, played myself. You're over there at Alliance, busting your ass. Okay? You are. You know, my biggest complaint about Alliance was, can I make money by myself? Do I have to train students? See, I had students on there, and, you know, I met a lot of good guys. But this is nothing personal. This is business. Do I have to have you on my truck to make $1? To make a living? You know? And I asked myself that question over and over again. You know what? The truth is I don't. You see how small this truck is? You know? Look at that. 2 men in here. I'm 6'2.5", almost 3. And I weigh 300 plus pounds. You know? I have a closet in my house that's bigger than this. And I had another student who was 6'5", 300 and something pounds. And, you know, we're stuck up in this truck. And I need him. Because I need to make money. because I can't make it without him. I just can't let him know, you know. But man, listen, man. If I was you guys at Alliance, I would take that truck right back to Dallas ASAP. Park it and come on work where I'm working. I mean, I'm not saying they're the best company in the whole United States, but I've been with these guys for about 5 months now, and what I'm seeing here is unbelievable. Not to mention, they treat you with respect. They treat you like a professional. You know, I had a talk with my fleet manager earlier. They had given me a load. Even that load paid well. But the load only paid $600. And it was going only 200 miles. That's a good load. But I turned it down because I wanted some more money. No problem, Rich. Let me look a little more for you, man. Do you see that? They want to work with you. At Stephen Transport, if you turn a load down, it's like, oh, and it becomes a whole issue. But he actually said, let me find out what I can do to help you. I'm here to help you succeed. And he really meant it. And you know what he did? He found me a load that pays $4,500. I was impressed. 1,000 miles, $4,500. Delivers next week. I can take my time getting there. That's another thing. I can take my time. I don't have to rush. I don't have to be under the gun. I can get there safely. Take my time. Drop it off. Get my money. Okay? Listen, fellas. Yeah, there's guys who are successful at Stephen Transport, okay? There's a guy on YouTube named King Droge or something. Guy with dreadlocks or something. I met him a few times. I spoke with him a little bit. He don't probably remember me. Maybe he do. He owns about 3 trucks over there. You know. But I think he sees the writing on the wall. And the reason I say that is because he went to go do car hauling. Now, car haulers make a lot of money. Okay. There's a guy, he's a rapper. His name is Whack 100. Even though he's a manager for like the game, he's a call hauler during the daytime, you know. And he posted one of his pay stubs on the Instagram. I think he made something like $20,000 for hauling cars out in California. It's a lot of money. Okay, so you know, King Droge is probably trying to get into that game. I'm sure, because he has to see the writing on the wall with his trucks. I mean, I don't think his profit margin is that big. It can't be. Stevens is too greedy. It can't be that big. I'm sure he's able to pay his bills and take care of his family, but, you know, and I'm not slighting him. I mean, hey, he's a good brother, you know. I want to see all our brother get money the best way we can, man. But when you leave money on the table, that kind of scratch your head about that, right? And that's one thing we don't do, is leave money on the table. So anyway, this is a little more gripe about Stephen Transport. I mean, I got millions of stories. I've been with him 7 years. When it comes to me, I make a video. If you got a question, write it, and I will address it. You know, you guys as new drivers, just get your CDL. Get the training done and go about your business. Do not be there long term. Okay? You know, I'm mad at myself for being there long term. You know, I wish I can smack myself in the head. Shit, man. But you know what? Live and learn, you know. One thing Stevens did tell me is, you know, taught me, I should say, is, you know, think about everything, the whole picture. You know, when you work for somebody, what are they making? What are you making? Let's compare it. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.